In a far-off village, it rained heavily one day. The wind was in a playful mood, swaying through the leaves, trickling and twirling fresh leaflets. A bunch of water droplets joined hands and lined up for the adventure. Excited, they waited to be poured down toward the earth. It was their first time journeying around the planet. Splashy, the tiniest droplet, held the hands of her sisters, closed her eyes, and cried out as the wind thrashed them below, "Quick, quick!" Suddenly, a twirling leaf cut through their bond as it danced dreamily. Splashy lost her grip and crashed into a glass half filled with water. To her dismay, she recognized none of the other droplets lying casually inside, and was about to cry her heart out when a boy came out, held the glass, and began to sip from it. Afraid, Splashy clung to the edge of the glass, trying to save herself. She made no noise, but was praying inwardly to go back home. The boy, walking carelessly while sipping water, strolled toward his hut. He suddenly toppled on the muddy lane. This accident saved Splashy, who was about to touch the boy's lips. The boy picked himself up angrily, flung the glass aside, and went inside his hut. Splashy lifted herself with some effort and jumped out of the thrown glass. Ouch! She landed in the mud and dirtied herself. She looked at her muddy body in shame. By then, the sun had come out. Splashy squinted at it and coated herself with more mud, fearing she might dry out forever. Half the day had passed when a worker with muddied feet, whistling and enjoying the fresh air after the rain, set out for work. Splashy saw his feet drenched and jumped straight on them as he passed through the mud. She enjoyed the ride, like a roller coaster. She knew the man had a boat he used to ferry passengers and earn a living for his family. Splashy wanted to know more about the kind stranger, but finding her siblings before dark was more important. As the sun hung low, ready to dip into the western shore, Splashy took a leap of faith and jumped to the edge of the boat. She looked back at the kind stranger now talking to a passenger with eyes full of gratitude, then leapt straight into the river. The motion of the river scared her. She clung to the oars, shivering in fear, and cried out for help. But the moving oars only caged her in a ripple. She surrendered to the river, letting the waves take her wherever they wished. Seesawing through the ripples, she was thrown into a wider lane of water, the sea. Splashy had lost all her fear by then. She was happy, for the mud had washed off completely, and so had the past. She was once more a crystal-clear droplet of water. But the feeling of loneliness was harder to shake. With a heavy heart, she kept swaying in the direction of the double-force currents. From behind, two larger droplets came rushing toward her. They were riding a different wave. Splashy, they called out in excitement. She knew those voices. Her eyes glistened in wonder as she waved at her sisters. "Come, hurry up. Catch us on this wave. Home is still afar." "But your wave is faster and riskier," replied innocent Splashy. "Yes, but we are not alone," little Splashy smiled. She took a leap of faith and landed beside her sisters. The wave carried them farther and farther, until they reached the ocean. Splashy's story of being lost and found became a legend among her droplet community.